Okay, so last week we worked the month or the words we were working with was moving beyond self-protection. And the two concepts were shielding and heartbreak. And it's funny, so I'm looking at last week's reflection, my own reflection, and on heartbreak, I wrote an egg that cracks and melts out into the shape of a body. So, and this is the images that came up for me after last week's practice. So, yeah, so we do get a lot of information from ourselves when we do these practices if we let them, if we let it happen. Okay, new week, new challenges. So today is August 14, and we're gonna see what Pema has to say. Remaining steady. Emotional turmoil begins with an initial perception, a sight, sound, thought, which gives rise to a feeling of comfort or discomfort. This is the subtlest level of Shempa, the subtlest stage of getting hooked. Energetically, there is a perceptible pull. It's like wanting to scratch an itch. We don't have to be advanced meditators to catch this. This initial tug of for or against is the first place we can remain as steady as a log. Just experience the tug and relax into the restlessness of the energy without fanning this ember with thoughts. If we stay present with the rawness of our direct experience, emotional energy can move through us without getting stuck. Of course, this isn't easy and takes practice. Okay, so here we go. So from this reading, the idea is that we pick two concepts to work with, to explore, to notice, to feel, and learn. So the two concepts that I picked out from this reading was hooked and steady. So something happens, a sight, a sound, a thought, and it gives rise to a feeling of comfort or discomfort. And I can either get hooked into that story and go wild with it, or I can remain steady and simply experience it. That's hard, yeah? And this is why we practice together. Okay, hooked, steady. Here we go. So finding your seat, sitting up tall. Look at your feet, start moving, lifting the toes, lifting the heels, bringing the mind out from that, all those crazy places into your body and the present moment. Feel or sense the physical connection between the soles of your feet and the earth. And then come to stillness. Now bring awareness to your breathing. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale. Simply observe without judgment. So this gives you like a check-in where you are right now. So is your breathing fast? Is it slow? Is it deep? Is it shallow? It simply gives you information. Okay, and then bring your awareness to your two sitting bones. So imagine the two sitting bones symbolizing the two concepts we are working with. One is getting hooked, and the other one is remaining steady. So hooked, steady, hooked, steady, hooked, steady. And then finding your way back to neutral. Maybe use your hand. Okay, so let's play with the egg. So imagine that you take an egg and then you give it a little knock and then it opens up and melts out over your head. Let's try that again. Imagine that you have an egg, give it a little knock, so you break the egg open and then it melts out softly over your head, the crown of the head. All right, now place your hands on your knees and then starting the cat-cow. And then notice how the breath follows the physical body. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. The physical body and the breath body working together as a team. And then finding your way back to neutral. And then look at your hands. And then blinking, bubbling stars. Blinking, bubbling stars. All the way up, clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows, breathe. Long breath into the nose, out to the mouth. And then reach and reach and reach and reach. And notice how the side of your body is starting to wake up as you're reaching. Also, you're pushing into the opposite foot, into the earth, to enable yourself to reach. Without that support from the earth, we can't go into the universe. And then reach, turn, open up, look behind you. Now, maybe think about a past experience where you got hooked into onto something. So there was a sight, a sound, or a thought, and you got hooked and you started to just go crazy. And then release, lift the shoulders a few times, lift, release, lift, release. Look at your hands, blinking, bubbling stars. All the way up, clasp the hand that feels funny. And then turn them around, straighten the elbows, breathe. Into the nose, out to the mouth. And then reach and reach and reach and reach. Reach up, turn, open up, look behind you. Now go back to that past experience where when you got hooked. How did you get out of it? So I mean, we get hooked all the time. We see something, we hear something, we think something, and we get hooked. But how did you release? How did you let go of that craziness? And then release, lift and release, lift and release. Okay, arms in cactus. And then gently twisting from side to side, gaining more perspective as we are practicing. And then we all have a pattern of thinking. So, and it's easy to just swim with the current. So if we keep on swimming with the same current, you know, not much is going to change. If we want to gain more perspective, let's try to swim against the current. That's hard. Okay, release, shake it out, arms in cactus, and then allowing the knee and the elbow to join or to meet. So maybe think about this as a conversation, a quick meeting between hooked and steady. Hooked and steady. What happens when hooked and steady meet? And then try cross the body. And then stay there. Stay there in that uncomfortable conversation between hooked and steady. Breathe. Stay a little longer. And then release, and then try the other side, that conversation, uncomfortable conversation between hooked and steady. And then release, and let's try all four. Let's try all four. Breathe. You can stay here. You can bring the arms out. You can straighten one knee, both knees. Or you can maybe want to give yourself a hug. Play around. And then eventually release. Okay, with a wide and stable stance, we can explore these concepts without completely falling. So bringing your awareness to your sitting bones again. One is hooked, the other one is steady. So exploring hooked, exploring steady. And sometimes, I actually did this last night, sometimes so I know there are environments or places or people that where I easily get hooked. If I feel very steady, I put myself in that environment just to see if I can remain steady. So sometimes we can practice by putting ourselves in a situation we know is going to be triggering and see if we, you know, if I've practiced enough so I can remain steady even though the environment is triggering. Hooked, steady. Hooked, steady. And then what lies in between hooked and steady? Hooked and steady are like black and white, but in between there are tons of colors. Okay, and then come back to neutral. Now we're going to paint the picture. So starting with hooked. So start imagining a situation where you get hooked. What's the color? And then use your fingers and dip the fingers in the paint, and then draw the image where you get hooked. And then release that image. And then go to the other end where you remain steady. So think about the situation where you remain steady. Find the color, dip the fingers in the paint, and then draw the image of remaining steady. And then release that image. And then jump the feet together, landing in Tadasana. And now we're going to write the story. So spread the toes, dip them in ink, and write the story of getting hooked. Write the story of getting hooked. So what happens when you get hooked? What's the story? And then step out wide. Elbows and knees, fingertips together, breathe. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And then release the hands down to the floor, drop the head. Inhale, come back up. Place the right foot on the left knee. Use your fingers to open up the toes. Gently guide that right knee out. So Pema talked about energy getting stuck in the body. So where we feel tightness, are stories or energy stuck in the body. So often stories from the past. So if you want to, bring your awareness to a place of tightness. Imagine that energy is kind of stuck in that place and you can release it. You can release that energy. Just play with the idea that tightness is energy stuck in the body and you can release it. Okay, slide the knees together. Whatever leg is on top, that arm goes under. Give yourself a hug. And then find your way to eagle, seated eagle. Okay, so this is an eagle that is hooked. So something, there was a sight, a sound, or a thought that got this eagle hooked. What does it look like? How does it feel? What does it do? And then let that bird fly away, fly away, fly away. Okay, the other side. So spread the toes, dip them in ink, and then write the story about remaining steady. What happens when you remain steady? What happens? What's the story when you remain steady? So write that story. And then step out wide, elbows to knees, fingertips together. Breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then place the left hand on the floor, the right hand on the right knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, look up toward the sky. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, push into both hands. Come a little deeper into the twist. Gaining more perspective. And then maybe let the top arm go up. Push into the earth to reach a little higher. And then the top arm comes down, thread the needle, go to the opposite ankle, walk your hands forward, and then look under your armpit. Inhale, come back up. Now place the right hand on the floor, left hand on the left knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, look up towards the sky. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, push a little harder. Maybe the top arm comes up. Push into the earth to reach up high to gain more perspective. And then bring that top arm down, thread the needle, find the opposite foot, and then walk the right hand forward, look under your armpit. Inhale, come back to neutral. Come back up, and then place the left foot on the right knee. Use your fingers to open up the toes. Gently guide that left knee out wide. And then slide the knees together. Whatever leg is on top, that arm goes under. Give yourself a hug. And then find your way to eagle. Now, this eagle remains steady. This is an eagle that remains steady. What does it look like? How does it feel? What does it do? And then let that bird fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away. Okay, wide and stable stance again, blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clasp the hand that feels funny. Turn the hands over, breathe. Now, your arms are wings and your fingers are feathers. Now spread those wings wide, spread them wide and go out in the world and fly anywhere you want, anywhere you want. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? And then turn the palms up. Exhale, dive deep. Inhale up. Exhale, dive deep. Inhale up. Exhale, dive deep. And then bring the arms behind you. Hold on to opposite elbows or forearms or wrist or something. Stay there. Now play with the idea that the tightness you feel is energy stuck in the body. And you can release it. And then release the right arm, shake it out, bring it up and over. If you can, place the hand somewhere close to the back of your heart, healing the stories from the past. You can heal your own heart. You have that power. And then release that arm down. And then the left arm comes out, bring it up and over. Place it somewhere behind your heart. And heal the stories from the past. Heal the stories from the past. You have that power. And then release, shake it out. Okay, now we're gonna build some strength in the legs. So bring the feet a little closer. Big inhale. Exhale, push into earth and come up to standing. Okay, I'm picking 10, I'm sticking with 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take a rest, shake it out, breathe. Take a big inhale, exhale, push into earth and come up to standing. We're gonna do another 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then take a break, shake it out, take a few breaths. And then a big inhale. Exhale, push into the earth and come up to standing. If you ever feel dizzy when you get up to standing, place your hands on the chair. Stay there. Breathe. And then bend the knees and slowly try again. Okay, breath of joy, starting out wide. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale. And then let the arms go. Let the arms go. Let the arms go. Bend the knees. Let the arms go. And you don't have to stay on the mat. You are allowed to leave the mat as long as you don't hurt yourself or others. Okay, and then let the knee and the elbow connect. So having those two concepts meet for a quick meeting. Hooked and steady, hooked and steady. Black and white, black and white. Okay, and then finding the position of power. Finding position of power. Okay, place your hands on solar plexus. That's the position of power in the body. Inhale into it. Exhale, spread it out. Inhale in. Exhale, fill your body. Inhale into solar plexus. Exhale, fill your body. One more time. Inhale in. Exhale and allow it to fill your body. Stay there. Stay open. And then release. Back into position of power. So now you fill yourself with power. Now we're going to work on external support. We all need friends and supportive bosses and co-workers and students or clients. And then lean and lift. Lean and lift. Breathe. This is a keep on practicing even on the bad day. Like, I don't feel like practicing. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. I don't feel like it. I'm going to do it anyway. And then try the other side. And then eventually taking skillful action. Taking skillful action. Okay, now we're going to push something away to create balance. So we are all off balance. So are you too steady or are you too hooked? What is your pattern? Do you get hooked easily or do you remain steady too often? I don't know if that even happens, if that even is a thing. Anyway, taking two things, push something away that you feel that you do too much of, to allow the opposite to come in to create balance. That's the idea. So you pick something, give it a shape, a form, a color, and then push it away, push it away, push it away, push it. And it's going to be so hard because you've done this forever and it's going to want to come back in and you are going to let it, but eventually you're going to find the strength to push it away, push it away. Maybe you have to kick it a little bit. And eventually you're going to win. And the opposite has filled the space and created balance. And here you are, perfectly balanced. Okay, and that's worth celebrating with 3 sun salutations. Maybe start with the feet hip distance apart. That gives a little bit more stability. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way back up. Exhale, down the midline. That was 1. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way back up. Exhale, down the midline. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way back up. Exhale, down the midline. And then stay there holding your own heart in between your hands with self-love and self-compassion. And release. Okay, starting in Tadasana, we're going to step back to Warrior One. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra, transfer the weight, right heel comes off, take a big step back. Create a wide and stable stance, and then coming up to Warrior One. Observe without judgment. Release the arms wide into your back pocket. Bring your awareness to your heart space. And allow the heart to guide you. Allow the heart to guide you into Warrior Three. Skillful action. And then find yourself back in mountain posture. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra, transfer the weight, left heel comes off, take a big step back. Create a wide and stable stance. Find your way up to Warrior One. Open the arms wide. Bring them into your back pockets. Allow the heart to guide you. Allow the heart to guide you into Warrior Three, skillful action. And then back into Tadasana. Okay, stepping back to Warrior Two. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra, transfer the weight, the right heel comes up. Take a big step back. This time, open up the pelvic half, allowing for emotions. Allowing for to explore more emotions. And those helps us to pick targets. Okay, one arm in the past, the other one in the future. Here you are, in the present moment. Flip the front hand, reverse the warrior. Breathe into that left side of your body. Come back to Warrior Two and then move into the future. And find that long line of energy from the earth all the way through up to your body into the universe. We are all connected. It's all connected. Back to Warrior Two. Hands on your hips, straighten the front knee, release the hand down. And bring the gaze up, the arm up. Hand comes down, rebend that front knee, finding Warrior Two one more time. Hands on the chair. Stay there. Transfer the weight forward. Pick up that back foot. Moving into Ardha Chandrasana, you can use the chair or you can use the floor. Hand comes down, feet comes together, bend the knees and back up to standing. Okay, other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight, left heel comes off. Take a big step back, open up the pelvic halves. One arm in the past, the other one in the future. You stay here in the present moment. Flip the hand, reverse the warrior. Back to warrior two, move into the future. Feel that long line of energy from the earth through your body up to the universe, back into the earth. It's one big circle. It's all connected. Find your way back to warrior two. Hands under hips, straighten the front knee, release the hand down. Gaze comes up, top arm goes up. Trikonasana. Hand comes down, gaze comes down, rebend that front knee. Place your hands on the chair. There's no rush. Wait here a few moments. And then eventually, when the time is right, move into Ardha Chandrasana using the chair or the floor, or both. And then finding your way back to Tadasana. Okay, now, starting in Tadasana, top of the mountain, drop the seed. Watch the roots grow wide and deep, transfer the weight, and then allow your tree to grow. And then watch it grow. Watch the color, the shape, the texture. Ooh. And then eventually it grows old and it's time to go home. It's time to go back home. Release back into the earth. And then it sticks for a while. And then you drop another seed. Watch the roots grow wide and deep. And then allow a new version to grow. And then watch the shape, the color, the texture of this tree. It's going to be slightly different. And then it's going to grow old. And then it's time to go home, back into the mountain. Okay. Spread the toes, hands on the chair, release the knees, close. Look at your thumb, pick the color of hooked. Big picture, big circle. Give the heel a dot. And then pick the color of steady. Big circle. Give it a dot. And then mix the two colors. Mix the two colors. Draw two big circles. Place your hands in your back pockets. Breathe into your heart. Notice the balance. Release, untuck the toes, and then find your way into child's posture. Your knees can be together or they can be apart. That's your choice. Inhale, come back up. Clasp the hands, create that stable support, tuck the toes, lean into your arms, and then bring the knees up, move into dolphin posture, bend the knees, and come up to standing. Okay, so let's move into the next part of the practice. So we did the physical practice. Now we're going to listen to Pema again and see what do we hear this time. Remaining steady. Emotional turmoil begins with an initial perception, a sight, a sound, a thought, which gives rise to a feeling of comfort or discomfort. This is the subtlest level of Shenpa, the subtlest stage of getting hooked. Energetically, there is a perceptible pull. It's like wanting to scratch an itch. We don't have to be advanced meditators to catch this. The initial tug of for or against is the first place we can remain as steady as a log. Just experience the tug and relax into the restlessness of the energy without fanning this ember with thought. If we stay present with the rawness of our direct experience, emotional energy can move through us without getting stuck. Of course, this isn't easy and takes practice. Okay, so now we have about 7 minutes for the seated meditation. So sitting up tall, maybe place your hands on your knees. So taking your seat, find your breath. And then allow yourself to get guided by Pema's words. So here we go. I'll be silent for about 6-7 minutes. Here we go. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, move your head from side to side. Take a deep breath in, release. Bring your hands up in Anjali Mudra, holding your own heart in between your hands with self-love and self-compassion. Maybe bow your head in gratitude for this practice, thousands of years old. Thank your inner guide, your past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Open your eyes, raise your gaze, and thank you so much for practicing together this morning. Namaste. Okay, now, and if you want to, you can, this is a good time to take up your journal. It's August 14th. The title of the reading we did was Remaining Steady. And the two concepts that I chose to work with was hooked and steady. So if you want to, you can do the same, or you can do something else.